It'll have it. And as soon as you say it smells worse than anything, he will immediately know what it is. Don't tell him. He'll say it's Ditaicao, specifically formulated for scars.
Yes, that is it. She'll be very impressed. I see her tomorrow.
And when she asks, you can tell her, I've had the full temple treatment.
Oh, that sounds intense.
It's a tempering process so that my entire body has been tempered, which is one of the reasons that I don't bruise as easily or suffer damage as quickly from extreme temperatures.
When did you have that done?
When I was going through some of the Wing Chun training, my Si Taigong, who was one of the members, or Hong Fa Yi Wing Chun, had a few of us that he specifically said, so the Di Cai Cao, like we had some, and so he gave a special formula. So if I wanted, like I have like one or two things that if I decided to do them, I could go, if I wanted to, I could go to China and then get the brands on the forearms.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
For the Shaolin Temple.
Wow. You've done a lot in your lifetime.
Well, I mean, and the thing is the tempering, it's not like the temple tempering only works if you know how to be able to use your Qigong and your bioelectric energy to understand how to activate some of the ingredients. So some of the stuff that I've told you to do, after like that thing, remember how I told you, she told you to start using the ointment after you told her, I told you to start sending the energy, and she said, put it on, then do your energy stuff, correct?
Yes, and she actually made sure, because right now I can only create a little golf ball energy ball.
That's fine. Oh. But the golf ball energy ball is still, but it still connects through. You still feel it. The reason is that specific type of ointment has to be able to have an active bioelectric field to activate all of the ingredients to be able to have the effect. It'll work a little bit for other people, but to be able to have the permanent body affecting quantities, you have to be able to channel it. So the full temple treatment means if I put the Di Cai Cao on my arms, I have to be able to channel qi energy and have it specifically concentrate on the areas that have been covered for the length. And she probably told you, if you do this, you have to stay there for a minimum of a half hour without moving. Better if it's 45 minutes to an hour.
Yes, she'd prefer an hour.
You would prefer an hour. So we would put the Di Cai Cao on, and then we would wait, and then we would concentrate on sending. We would have a flow of energy, but we would concentrate most of the Di Cai Cao on the area we wanted to have. This you can do for your legs. So we could do it for legs, feet, right? There's a special one that you use on your face, which is thankfully not quite as smelly. I did shave my head to be able to massage it into the scalp, or at least had my hair short enough that I could massage it in, to be able to focus on having it. But you literally have every exposed surface of your body covered to be able to focus your qi into that area to activate it.
So you just stand then because your whole body? Or
No,
do
you do it. You do
segments.
Like you can only do a certain amount because you have to concentrate your chi. So you do an area like this far around, and then the next time you do the next section.
That
and
makes
then the
sense.
next time you do the next section, and then you do like an area like this big of your bicep. When you get up to your chest, like by the time you get up to your chest, you're doing like an area maybe the size of your hand, but you're not going through to your back. Mm-hmm. You're putting some in when you're like, so it's a very interesting thing. By the time you finish, it also opens up those bioelectric pathways. So by the time you finish, you can create you can create a lot more energy.
That's cool. You were right that I should try to concentrate energy right at the acupuncture place.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were right that if I put it on the leg at that moment and then put it over the knee, one hand over and one under, and I can move my knee and I can feel it. Yeah.
Right. Which tells you it's not actually paralyzed. Because what we call chi or ki is a bioelectric energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
She liked that description. I like that. That's one of these Western people, right? She goes, now certain people can add additional energy types layered over top of that, but that's the bare minimum that you have to be able to carry it.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell her I said that.
I will. She did agree with you about the grass, and she's like, you need to find grass probably in 2 weeks. I said, okay, I will find grass because I have none in my surroundings.
But she's like, she went, so he's like, you were like, yeah. So there's 3 paths that you can take in a school, in a, think of it as like a Shaolin school. Path of the Warrior, which means you physically go through the activities. You're not great at teaching other people. You know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have the path of a teacher who understands what to do, the mechanics. You understand how it works. And then you have a cultivator who understands why it works and why it's not about martial arts. And it's why it's not always the person who has the strongest martial ability that's in charge of a school, right?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense, yeah.
The traveling abbots of the Shaolin Temple are chosen because they are curators. They're not chosen for Now, don't get me wrong, they still have a lot of ability, but it's understanding the other aspects of it that end up making that up. So that's, and the curator path is the path I was on.
Yes, she did use that word for you. And then she did express that probably in 4 to 6 weeks she wants me fitted for magnets. So I said, yes. Just, he said, tell her yes, ma'am. I said, yes, ma'am. She's
yes,
like,
ma'am.
You seem very amenable to that. Most people freak out.
She goes, He told me that if what we were treating was progressing correctly, you would mention the magnets because it's a bioelectromagnetic field. So it's not just bioelectric. We're just shortening electromagnetic to electric, but it's a bioelectromagnetic field. So to be able to have this stuff work, that's what we need.